Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be taking apart a computer. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. I did have a really nice gaming video recorded for you, but my recording decided to give the audio quality terrible quality. Like, I couldn't even sit there and listen to it. It was awful. So I'm working on solving that, and in the meantime I'm gonna go ahead get started with some technology videos like I've been talking about. And so I figured a good introduction video would be taking apart a computer. So the one we're going to start with is a little bit old. This is actually one we've had in the family for a while. It is now my take apart computer. That way I don't have to worry about messing up any of my newer gaming components. Alright, so this is the computer we'll be working with. I believe it is a Dell Inspiron 560 or something. It's quite old. The first step you want to take when you're taking apart a computer is you've got these little screws on the side of the case. You can usually do it by hand, but they do have the ability to be screwed off with a screwdriver. And so if it's a little bit tight, make sure that you use the screwdriver, use the proper tools, and then it'll slide off. So especially older computers tend to look a little bit messy on the inside. And so this is what the inside of your typical PC will look like. And so with the light a bit closer, you can see a little bit better. Right here we have the fan on top of a heat sink, which is on top of the processor. I'm gonna go ahead and try and take that off. These older ones are a little bit tough to work with. So this is the processor down here. I'll go ahead and decrease the light a little bit. You guys might be able to see what's written on it. So it says AMD Athlon 64 times 2. And so that's a 64-bit processor. I'm actually kind of surprised. And so if you ever want to remove the processor after you get any of the cooling off the top, you will pull on the retention arm and lift that up. And so once you have the retention arm lifted up, you can go ahead and just lift the processor out. It'll come out. You don't want to bend any of these pins. That'll cause you problems. So make sure you put that in a safe area. And so you've got lots of wires. The little wires are usually connected to your fans, so just watch for those. Make sure they don't get pulled. And then you've got the RAM. The RAM is pretty easy to pull out. As long as you make sure to undo the clips on the sides here. They become real easy to pull out. So here we've got one stick of RAM. You'll want to make sure that you don't have any static electricity that can cause damage to a lot of these parts. And these are our hard drives. And so we've only got one in this system. And it uses a SATA connector, which is newer. That's good. And so this is held in by screws. I'm really not going to move the hard drive around too much in this video. You want to be careful with hard drives when it comes to movement. You can damage them if you drop them, and then they won't work, and then you lose all your data. And so I'm going to go ahead and point out a few other components. Over here we have the power supply. So the power supply has all these cables sticking out the back, and those connect to all the different parts in the computer, mostly the motherboard, and then your hard drive too. Also on the motherboard, you have your PCIe slots, and so that's where you'll include graphics cards or network cards or really any extension cards that you have. And if you look closely, you can see the CMOS battery, CMOS battery, and that's what allows the system to kind of retain its memory when it's powered off. And so that would be like system time. So if you're ever having problems with your clock resetting every time you turn off your computer, that battery probably needs to be replaced. And so for this build, that's mostly it on the inside. If I do another video for like computer parts and stuff, I do have some old graphics cards I'll grab to show you guys. Sorry if the quality of this video isn't up to your expectations. I kind of had to find something that I could put together for you guys real quick, and hopefully this works as kind of an introduction to the technology related videos. I'd love to talk about each part of the computer in depth and be able to talk about the do's and don'ts and So if you guys are interested in these kind of technology videos and learning about the different parts, how to care for them, how to replace them, then make sure you let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you subscribe and leave a like on the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.